procrastinating on a project and you are feeling stuck, you're not taking any action, and the more time that goes by without taking any action, the more stuck you feel, I challenge you to get curious about why you are procrastinating. The root cause, the why behind the issue is always the real issue. And once you uncover that, then you are more than halfway to finding the solution and taking steps to overcome your challenge. So if you are procrastinating, let's say that you've got a project and you're not taking any action on it, get curious about why that might be. And so where do you start when you're trying to figure out the why behind the what? Pay attention to your emotions. So think about the project and see what feelings come up. What emotions are you feeling around the project? Are you, for example, unclear on what the deliverable is? I see this a lot. This communication challenge happens a lot in business, in work. The boss or whomever will give the employee a directive. This is what I'm looking for, and here's the time that I want it by. And then maybe you're just kind of stuck, not taking any action. Maybe it's because you don't have a clear understanding of exactly what they're asking for. So if that's the challenge, if that's the reason why you're feeling stuck, what can you do about that? Ask questions. And I understand sometimes it can be a little uncomfortable to speak up and say, hey, I actually don't understand here. But this is going to elevate your confidence the more you pause, and just by paying attention to your emotions to understand, I have a question here. I've got a gray area. I realize that I don't fully understand this. And sometimes we don't have our questions fully formulated right away. This happens to me a lot, where I'll notice I don't have a full understanding. Something is unclear, but I don't have my question fully formulated in that moment, so then I'm not going to ask it right in that moment. But what I will do is acknowledge the feeling, acknowledge the thought, acknowledge the awareness that I need more information, and I'll just make a note to make sure that I come back and get that question answered once I've formulated that question. And so with work, for example, if I'm working with a client on a project, after we have a conversation and I have our initial intake conversation, I'm going to take copious notes, and then I'm going to send a follow-up email recapping. So you can even do this just in conversation after somebody gives you the directive, the goal, the project. Go ahead and restate what they shared and what they said. And this way, if there's any kind of disconnect, then you can clear that up right then. Because when we don't clear up, when we don't have a clear understanding of what we're being asked to do, what the project is, then this is easy to see how this can turn into procrastination, because you don't know what to do. But you can overcome that just by asking some questions. And the more you do this, the more confident you're going to become in speaking up and asking those questions and saying, hey, actually, I don't fully understand this. And guess what? The person that is giving you the direction is going to so appreciate the fact that you're speaking up and asking. Because let's say you don't ask, you don't clarify what it is they're looking for, and instead you just assume what you think the project is, you think the deliverable is that they're asking for, and you spend all this time on doing what you think that they're looking for, and then you turn the project in and that's not at all what they were looking for. That person's going to be a lot more frustrated probably then, because of all this time that has gone by where you kind of wasted your time in the wrong direction and their time, because now they don't have what they need. This can be avoided just by speaking up and asking for clarification. So we want to actively listen, but that doesn't always mean that we're going to fully understand what the deliverable is. And we can have unclear communication so often because we're different people with different backgrounds. We communicate differently. We understand and interpret differently based on our own experiences. So I might think and do the best job that I can trying to clearly articulate, this is what I'm looking for and why and how and when I want it done by, this kind of thing, whatever it is. But just because I have clear in my mind what I'm wanting doesn't mean I'm articulating it in a way that the other person is understanding. So this is one challenge that I often see that can lead to procrastination, and that is a lack of communication, a lack of understanding. But how you can overcome that procrastination in this kind of scenario is to speak up, ask questions, recognize when you don't have a clear understanding, and then this way you can get a clear understanding, ask your questions, elevate your confidence while doing so. Also, this will help you raise your self-awareness because you're paying attention when you don't have a clear understanding, and then this will help you take action faster.